Want to help support the channel? Then why not check out the merch that's available from the links below in the description. Help out the channel and get more phenomenal stuff for yourself. And now with that, let's jump straight into the video. Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another Dino Fury review. This is episode 3 of season 2 and we're going to talk about it. There's going to be a lot coming out from this season and my kind of thoughts. And yeah, let's jump into this. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you know that there's a video coming your way at any point. And why not check out the merchandise that I love, because I love the way this t-shirt feels. So why not check it out for yourself? And with that, let's jump into the review. So this is episode, to me, I generally thought could have gone two ways. One, the Rangers never remember, or two, the Rangers would fight each other and it would cause problems, because that's what I would do in this episode. So at the previous episode with the wreck bait being damaged, he's been repaired now. He is like able to fight again and he's really happy. Slifer turns around and says that he has an amulet to erase people's memories and kind of replace it with whatever he says. And you kind of think that's a really kind of cool power. He's only found this because he's been looking through the Area 62 kind of like basement or something like that, and he's found this power. Now I generally kind of think, what else is down there? Because I feel like there's a lot of cool things that could be done. So we get some really amazing kind of shots of the city. You know, it's kind of time-lapsed, I think, but it looks really nice. I generally really thought it was kind of cool and actually made the episode stand out quite well, because you don't normally see this sort of thing happen. We've got the whole thing of Celeron. She is being reprogrammed or update. No, she's getting an update, shall I say, so that she can search for Rafcon, because that is one of the main things that we need in this thing, so that they can try and figure out why she needs an update. How does she get an update? Does the computer... how does she get an update? Like, literally, your phone will give you an update. So does she just have it every so often? Like, so her operating system goes, yeah, I kind of need that. So that kind of like threw me a tiny bit now thinking about it. So, but they just basically update her so that she can like figure this out. So while they're going on, Javi and Izzy are kind of looking around and they fight a new monster, which is Octolo or something like that. And I think that he has the ability that he's able to see Sporax. So they're kind of speeding it up rather than having an entire series where you've got like Void Knight trying to get all the Sporax like we had previously. They're kind of speeding this up and it works really, really well. It's not like it's over and done with. So with his ability, he can see everything. He can pick out all the Sporax so that they can easily go back and give them to Void Knight. And it works really, really well. I've got to kind of like this. So the Rangers all kind of meet up and they start fighting. But in the end, Slifer uses the amulet to kind of make them forget and say like, no, there wasn't a Sporax that was here. It was Pickle. You all got excited to find a big green juicy pickle. Again, perfect time to say you all turned on each other because Amelia or Zato said something and you all fought, which has caused problems. That is what I would do, which would have caused so much trouble. You know, even if you don't see it very often and it gets resolved, you just put it in there to kind of go, oh, or you'd be like, yeah, there was other Power Rangers that stepped in and you all got stuck. It would be perfect. It's what I would do. It would make better sorts of story. So the Rangers now kind of doubt themselves. They're like, you know, oh, this is what happened. And when Solaron turns around and says, well, hang on a minute, that sounds really weird that you found pickles and stuff. You know, what about Sporax? They're like, oh, nah, you don't know. Since your update, you don't know what went on, because they all do it. And Zato shows her what happened. And I was just like, are you gaslighting her a little bit? You know, she's like, no, I'm pretty much sure that was something else. And I'm like, oh no, this is what we did. So I was like, oh, why? Just, you know, when Solomon says, hey, let's look around, let's do this, let's look at these things, you think, okay, let's look at the security cameras and what's going on. So they don't do it. Now, they instantly find Rafcon, or they find out that because everything's been updated, the Three Suns is where Rafcon is. And Zato gets really kind of like, we need to do this, I need to get there. And I think that that's it. I think he then jumps in the Zord, he goes and finds it. So because they find Rafcon, and I'm hoping it's in this episode, Zato goes off and finds it, but then instead he actually finds a box, like it's like a beacon, and it kind of says like little things up and stuff like that. So yeah, it is in this episode. So I've just read the little last part. So because of this, like, he is able to kind of capture the device and kind of bring it in. And I kind of like it because it kind of gave me Doctor Who vibes when like Gallifrey just disappears because of what the Doctor's done. So leaving like a buoy to kind of like relay a message, I really kind of like this. And I like the fact that they put it in this early on because you could add it in for the next 11 episodes later to give it. But I think I would have had this done a lot earlier because then it could have been the backbone of this running thing. So it generally was a really nice kind of way to do it. Now, Amelia is complaining that her shoulder really, really hurts, and she doesn't know why. It's like, oh, why is my shoulder hurting? Is this a thing? What's been going on? And it's kind of a really nice play that they put on. So they decide to use magic in case that's the ability, but it obviously fails. I generally don't know why. He was like, oh, power this up, Dino key in. Why not just like activate it and then just fire it rather than go, magic blast or whatever. I was like, why? Like, I would just literally go Dino key in, power up, fire, rather than give like a whole like massive attack phrase where I can imagine it's just like, oh my god, boom, and then Amelia goes flying into a door and be like, that didn't help my shoulder. So I generally was just like, oh, okay, cool. So they find out in general that their memories have been affected. And, they're like, well, this doesn't work out. They're able to kind of look at the news source, because I think it's BuzzFeed that kind of report on it, say like, the Rangers did something earlier, and they're like, oh, hang on a minute, that never happened. We didn't see this. So you find out they have been affected, their kind of memories. So they go back and fight Octolong, and Slifer uses the ability on them again and says like, you were here, you didn't find a Sporax, but you found a teddy bear and you were about to give it a big hug, and that's what they all kind of think. But Zeta comes in and absolutely just wrecks everyone. That's it. You're gone, Octolong, which then causes them to run away, and the amulet gets broken. And again, you see the cycle. That's they've got to use the footage for the cycle. Pretty much. That's all that happens. Void Knight gets more Sporax, but it's not enough, and he goes like kind of like, this is not enough, I hate you type thing, and basically tells them all to do it. They find out at the base about Rafcon's messages, and then they play the fact that there are two messages. When they interact with each other, you can hear the message. Now, I would have absolutely loved if they had like the third one and it's a proper one, because it did sound kind of weird. I have a theory that I've just thought, which I need to make a note of, but it kind of felt a bit weird. But it's more story progress. I just don't want them to completely forget about this, and at the very end they go, oh, it's in there. So yeah, so they've got to try and find more messages, and that's it. To me, it wasn't a bad episode. I would have much preferred them to play around with the messages rather than, oh, we found pickles and hugging giant teddy bears. I would have put in that thing of like, you all argued with each other, because they do argue in this, like not fighting wise, but they do argue. So I would have put that in and said, all of you argued over something stupid, which then caused the Sporax to run away or something like that. Makes a little bit more sense then. Go hug a teddy bear or go find a green pickle. No, because all like, no, the pickle's completely different sizes. So you kind of think that all wouldn't match up. So that would be one thing that didn't kind of work with me. But yeah, it wasn't a bad one. I love the fact that they've like moved the story on so much with Void Knight that we're not waiting for too long. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Have you seen this episode? What did you think? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of content and you want to see more, hit that like button, hit subscribe, as well as check out the merchandise. And if I don't see you again tomorrow, then I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。